You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV Smash After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV Smash After Show.
Hey everybody, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another post-game wrap-up of Smash. Tonight is the workshop. Oh crud! I don't know what episode it is. It's episode 7, I believe. Yes, episode 7, season 1, episode 7. I am Tamara Berg. I'm joined in the studio by Kendra Kabasele, and we've got Ronnie Jr. and Jerica in the booth running things for us. So
we're excited about the show as always.
We are,
and you know we also have your third partner in crime, Sarah
yes,
Mendoza.
we have. I'm so sorry, Sarah. We have you on the phone. I just forgot many things to think about here.
It's been a long Dancing with the Stars type of day, so it's okay.
It has been. Yes, if you all are watching Dancing with the Stars, and even if you're not, you need to vote for Maria Menounos. Right. She is our patron and our founder, and she is her gorgeousness and competing on Dancing with the Stars this season. So yes. I called 12 times today.
I tried to.
You tried to, and you will when you get home.
Yes. Well, I mean, no, but we talked about the carrier.
Yeah. No, but you can do it.
Yeah, just don't stop till you
just keep trying.
Just make it happen.
It was a separate discussion.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me right now?
Yes, we can. Do you have something to say, Missy?
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so I had car troubles. That's why I'm not with you guys.
I know. We're missing you. Are you missing us?
I am missing you very much.
Good.
I wish I could see your faces right now.
I know. You're going to have to look tomorrow.
I just want to say that I called 12 times from 3 different phones.
Good for you.
Nice.
I'm going to do 12 times tomorrow from another phone as well. So, yes.
Yeah, but I couldn't text in, though, because I don't have an AT&T phone.
Yes.
Yeah, see, Sarah, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I tried to text.
You can only do the text the votes if you have an AT&T phone. So,
didn't know that.
Yeah, that's so limited. I don't know why they would go with that company if it's just
keep picking up phones wherever you go and calling.
The results. It's not.
And I'm just going to go to an AT&T store and
Right, exactly. I need to test this phone.
Yeah.
I need to test
12
it.
Times.
12
All
times.
Of your phones.
Okay, let's get into Smash. Let's get into Smash. So, first of all, Bernadette Peters, we've been long awaiting this appearance. Bernadette Peters shows up as Ivy's mother.
Looking
right. Very first thing we have to say is, how old is she again, Sarah?
25.
64
years old.
Looks fabulous.
And she looks the same as she has the picture of Dorian Gray. She's got a painting in her attic that is aging because she is not. She looks amazing.
She looks exactly the same as like 20 years ago when I was watching Annie on the movie. Easily she looks the same and sounds the same as well. She did that beautiful song, Everything's Coming Up Roses, from Gypsy. Just a great, crowd pleaser, wonderful song that everybody
I was blown away.
Yeah, it was fantastic. But her character, not so nice.
No.
Not so nice. I'm just realizing I have fuchsia glue on my fingers because I was doing some volunteer stuff earlier today with little kiddos, and I realized I did not get the pink off of my fingers. So, oh my gosh, it's everywhere. I have it everywhere. Oh,
what a great time to notice that.
I know. Fantastic.
It's a nice reminder.
Very
of your volunteer work today.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That is good.
I was working with the sick kids.
Fuchsia's distracting,
Yes, it is. It distracted me, and I'm sorry for hijacking the conversation.
It's okay.
Right, the character, not so nice. Hey, it's
That's
late,
what
people.
you're-
Monday is a really long day for us.
Yeah, for the rest of the world, Monday is
It's
day
like no big
1.
deal.
But for Tamara and me and a lot of people, like it's day 3.
Right. Plus,
When's the weekend?
Plus, we just get in here late
Non-existent.
every night,
Yeah.
every Monday night. So
Yeah.
it's a little hard. So I'm sorry. I'm really going to try and not be distracted. Okay. So anyway,
We need the board.
Lee Conroy, who is Bernadette Peters' character, she comes in and kind of is sabotaging Ivy all along, and it's really sort of typical that that's what she would do because she's, you know, a Broadway star. She's clearly an icon. Everyone knows who she is wherever she goes. And not only that, when she walks in a room, she
Turns heads.
commands attention both with who she is, but how she is. She plays along,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And it was an inappropriate thing for her to do every time. I thought, didn't you?
Yeah. But that's her personality.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Yeah, but I would have killed her if she were my mother.
Well, I think that's what Ivy was feeling.
Sort
and
of
thinking.
saying, yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting though.
Except for when she came into the workshop, okay, I don't at that she was trying to steal her daughter's thunder.
You didn't think she was, or you did think she was?
In every instance except that, I thought she was. So not that instance.
I thought that was the most blatant of the incidents.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. She could have just scrambled to
She
her
could
seat
have.
quietly. But
no,
had
she
to
made
make
a whole
production.
Yeah,
of
she made a
going to her
whole
seat.
curtain call of getting
Right.
to her seat.
Exactly. A curtain call.
She did.
I just think that's in her strut. That's just how she is.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
she's a woman of the theater, obviously.
Right.
She was just trying to project at the wrong moment.
Whatever.
What did you guys think it was? Why she was being like that? I thought throughout the whole episode that she just didn't. She wanted to get her glory back because I got the feeling that she's been out of the business for a while, but
Yeah.
people still know her
Yeah.
because she had a successful career.
Yes.
And here her daughter is, having some
Up and coming career.
right, an up and coming star now. She's getting her first shining moment, and she's saying, "Hey, what about me?"
Yeah, definitely.
like-
Well, because, she's obviously not playing ingenue roles anymore. It would be the, matron roles, so to speak, in anything if she was getting any roles. She clearly still has the ability, but yeah, I'm sure that's all it is. It's that, the insecurity of actors. It's
Yeah. I mean, she's
why
torn.
I don't do it anymore.
I think she's torn between a few emotions.
Yeah.
What you guys mentioned, and seeing her daughter, but wanting to encourage her, but remembering the tough times. I guess I assume she had leading to her success.
Right, and
not-
feeling conflicted about it,
yeah.
right?
So that protection, but I need to fall back because
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, because I need her to grow on her own. But I need to keep a stone face. Don't tell her I love her, but I love her. So let me tell
Right.
her. So it
Well,
was
it's
a
really,
lot of,
it really is complex, isn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah,
And
it was
it's
interesting to watch.
hard to
that
deal with.
psychology. Of
But
it.
and I thought it was really done well.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter how good one's relationship is with one's parent. It is always complex and it's never perfect, right? And so when you add these extra elements of being a performer and all of the drama and trauma, pardon the pun, that go with that, it's extremely difficult, and it speaks to all those things that you were just saying. It's a hard thing to deal with,
Yeah.
and the competition and all of that.
You can definitely see the push and pull within Bernadette's character throughout the episode, because obviously it's a gesture of caring that she shows up to be there for Ivy during this time, during the workshop performance.
Right.
And she gets there, and maybe she doesn't think the spotlight's going to be her, but it just, I was reading something like, the energy just gets sucked out of the room when Bernadette Peters walks in because she's such a bright light. She's such a star. So she ends up performing, and throughout the performance, she's commanding that performance, but she also tries to direct some energy back to Ivy because she has to try and remind herself, like, this is for Ivy. I'm
Right.
here for Ivy.
Well,
So you definitely see the push-pull going on.
What about
with her.
this possibility that people didn't know that
what was her name?
mother,
Lee was Ivy's mother.
Yeah.
And couldn't that actually work for in Ivy's favor?
I think it did.
Not only are you an up and coming star who's very talented, but holy cow, you come from that gene pool. Yes,
Right.
you're amazing. I think that would definitely add credibility, wouldn't you?
I think it immediately did with we saw Derek.
Derek, yeah.
Kind of, encouraging her after the fact. Like he was, beating her down, and then Lee shows up. Oh, you're great.
You're fantastic.
By the way,
you were
I don't
born
say
to do this. You have ice in your veins. Yeah.
I don't say it much, but you're fabulous.
Right. You're wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that the fact that it does add credibility and it would help Ivy is the very reason why Ivy hit it, is because she kind of wants to make her own name for herself, outside of the shadow of her amazingly talented and already successful mother.
Sure.
Like, she wanted to know that she made it on her own, that her blood, sweat, and tears was the thing that did it, that gave her the part, and not the fact that she happens to be related to this big name in the industry.
Well, and if I think that's the case, it's come out at the perfect time because she's already got the role. Granted, the show, it's going to go forward, but we don't know it's going to go forward yet on episode 7.
Right.
And, that's the perfect time. She comes out, she sort of makes her starring debut in this show. The world sees it and goes, and can you believe it? She's so-and-so's daughter, but she's already won the role.
Right.
So it's the perfect time for that to come out, I would think. Do you agree with that?
I agree. I think she also has some push and pull in her mind because while she wants to make a name for herself, as Sarah said, I think she also welcomes that feedback from her mom because it's still,
it's your
she
mother.
was the trailblazer, but she can learn from her. And so that was nice to see their relationship kind of develop over the episode. And she finally tells her she loves her, and so I think that opened the door to more education on the role, on just becoming a Broadway star.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You're so hopeful.
And it's obvious that Ivy's trying to connect with her mother.
Yes.
It seems like they're not so close, but she's trying. It showed, like, from the tears in the first, when Bernadette was performing. Ivy was already in tears, in the workshop. I'm not sure if that's because she was like, hey, Mom, you're stealing my thunder here, or because she sees what her mother has become and she wants to be able to live up to that one day and connect with her mother through their craft.
I wish Ivy had seen her mother crying, though, when she was performing. I don't think she noticed that. So no,
of course, I'm sure she didn't notice that.
It went both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's move on to Julia and Mike. The for God's sake,
the ones that
storyline is what we're calling it these days.
Yes, it's so stressful.
It's stressful, and I have to say I'm a little put off by them this week. Now, I was the two very moral girls are on either side of me last week, and I was just talking about how hot the sex scene was. Who's the tramp in this scenario?
It's all about never mind.
No, but the sweaty couch.
We had to go there.
It's all about the sweaty sofa. And if you'll notice, Ivy fell off the sweaty sofa again tonight. We're just saying.
They didn't clean it, or they put some kind of
residual sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be there, or the bed bugs or whatever that they were talking about. So you're Kendra, your first comment was, so Julia and Mike are out in the hallway. There's a reflection of a mirror behind them, and I thought that was someone watching, and I thought it was incredibly reckless of them to be kissing in the hallway. But then it turned out we realized it was a reflection. Tom comes out, he's talking to them. He doesn't exactly catch them kissing, but practically, or did he?
He did, yeah.
Okay, and then they go inside, everything's fine, and then the camera pans right a little, and we see freaking Ellis standing there, and Kendra says, "Why don't they check the corners?" The two of them,
true.
For goodness sake.
And again, not condoning it, but and there would be no show, I guess, if they didn't check corners. If they did check corners. Yeah. But he's everywhere.
Yeah,
he have a job to do?
He should wear a bell like a cat so that he's there.
Ugh.
He should have like a beeping sound for a car that's going in reverse or something.
I have a list of people now who know about this affair.
I know. There's a whole right. So can you read the list, please?
We have Leo, the son.
Yes.
We have Tom, which, I mean, she confessed to him last episode, but now he kind of witnessed it himself.
Right.
We have Ellis.
Right.
Sneaking around in corners.
Sneaky Ellis.
And Eileen.
Right, because Ellis told Eileen.
Right. But she kind of wanted to ignore it.
Right.
She kind of said, well, come to me when you have valuable information. Like, you know, this is not relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And I wondered if she maybe knew about the previous affair 5 years ago and just kind of was like, you know, protecting.
Well, I mean, of all the people that she should be protecting, Ellis isn't one of them.
No,
you know?
not protecting
no,
Ellis.
I know you're not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying so that she would be protecting her, you know, her investment, so to speak.
Right, exactly.
But
do you think that Eileen's more worried about the families involved or the fact that the show could fall apart?
No, I think she's yeah.
If you can see her face.
No.
Right.
Eileen doesn't care about the I mean, not that she's some heartless wench or anything, but
Right.
I think she's concerned about her business,
And
you
her
know.
martinis, yeah.
And the $7 martinis because she's on a budget now, you know. And yeah, she wants a $7 martini.
I don't really understand Eileen's relationship with what is his name, Ellis.
Oh.
Yeah.
I honestly thought like she was putting him in his place at first.
Right.
When he came to her and said that.
Right.
And I was like, uh-oh, that friendship's over. Like, he really could be fired right now. And then the next scene they are shown together in, they're at the bar, chatting it up.
Yucking it up. I know.
They're good friends again.
I don't want to be, I'm trying to not be hypercritical, but I feel like Eileen is coming off a little bit, her acting is not believable to me, and I don't think it's Angelica Houston. I think it's the character or the writing or something. But she seems very over the top and sort of not believable. I feel like she hasn't settled into the part. And Angelica Houston is an amazing actress, but I think it just seems like this method that she's going through with hanging out with Ellis and going to the $7 bar and kind of slumming it just seems really odd to me.
Out of place.
I think,
yeah.
I think maybe.
Well, she's going through this whole like midlife crisis thing.
Yes.
In every episode, I think. Well, it's a way of rebelling against her husband, soon to be ex-husband, I think. He's
yeah,
doing
but
all
it
these
just
crazy
seems
things that he wouldn't approve of.
It just seems silly to me because it's a little like, you know, an 80-year-old woman wearing a mini skirt. I'm not calling Angelica Houston 80 years old by any means. I'm just saying it seems really just dissonant. It doesn't work together at all for me. Yeah. And I just feel like instead of being sort of, you know, interesting and charming or odd or, you know, fun, it just seems weird.
But that I agree with Sarah. I think maybe it's a good thing because it kind of helps with the role. Like she's trying to find her footing in life after the divorce, so she's a little awkward in what she's doing.
Yeah, but I just, you know, instead of appearing awkward, she's making me feel awkward.
But maybe that's intentional.
But it makes me want to not watch her. It makes me want to mute that part of the show.
Well then.
And Kendra, you do not want to get that where Tamara doesn't watch the show. Don't make her feel uncomfortable.
Don't make me do it.
I didn't write the script, but
so you know, I think there's a difference, and I've had this conversation with lots of people about lots of films and TV shows where when, you know, the director is trying to get something across to the viewer, and and I've specifically had this conversation about awkwardness and making your audience feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's a very careful line that you have to walk because you can either make your audience feel uncomfortable and bring them into the film or television show, or you can make them feel uncomfortable to the point where they want to change the channel.
Right.
And that's what I'm getting from this because I just feel like she's mugging to the camera. I feel it's a little bit of a clown sort of scenario. And both of those words are way too strong for what I'm talking about. But I don't get it. It's weird.
It's like, it's not real, maybe, is what you're trying to say. I'm not sure. But for me, it's not real, like the things that she's doing. Even, you know, the glass champagne splashing it in the face.
Yes.
Like, she's just very, like,
over the
they're
top.
trying to use it for comical relief for every single episode, but it's just not that funny sometimes. It is awkward, like you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's great too, but it is awkward.
Yeah. We got off topic.
There's our alert.
But so, what? Go ahead. What?
No, I just.
Well, can I just say one more thing too? Oh,
Yes, you may, Sarah. Go ahead.
sorry. I
You'd
think
think she was
her
in the
and
studio. No.
Sorry, go say that again.
I think her and the plumber guy are such an odd match.
Well, he's not the plumber. He's the bartender.
We had that
yeah,
discussion.
sorry, the bartender guy.
We mistook him for the plumber for a little
Yeah.
while too.
Yeah, I was calling him
I
Mr.
guess
Fix It.
he wears many hats or something, but he's it's just such a weird match to me that does add to that awkwardness.
Yeah,
Because
and
that I feel like that wouldn't happen.
right. I mean, I thought I think he's really
He's
good looking.
handsome, yeah.
And he was charming. He was very charming in the conversations that they'd had. Is he Irish?
Wait a minute, that's the guy
What guy?
that we talked about. I just realized now. He was in a soap opera. He was in our news and gossip. Okay, sorry. Now I'm just waking up.
Welcome to the show.
No, because he
We're
looked
glad
different.
you're here.
But then when I just said handsome, I remember saying that he was handsome.
He used to be in a soap.
Did you say you like my hair?
And I said, welcome to the show.
No, after that.
Oh.
Something about my hair.
No, I didn't. No.
No, and so he was. I don't. Oh, the notes are over there. But yeah, he was on a soap opera.
Okay.
I think it was All My Children or something.
Okay.
And he was supposed to play her love interest.
Oh, okay.
So this is how he's being introduced.
Okay, it all comes back together. So, right.
Yeah.
But if there's a relationship coming, which I'm sure there
It
will be a
is,
relationship
yeah.
coming between the two of them, that's maybe something I can believe. Her being, doing this histrionics and throwing drinks and,
Yeah.
and doing that silly gun video game in the bar. I mean, those are all
I
like
forgot
just
about that.
silly things
Yeah.
that just didn't seem in character for her. And I question the interpretation of having her stretch her boundaries. I'm not buying it.
I think
So, okay.
she needs some time.
Yeah, well, I think somebody needs something.
Oh.
Okay, so Julia and Mike. So Julia's crying and she catches Leo smoking pot. She finds out that Leo knows, and then they're doing this. She says to Mike, "It's over. We're not doing this anymore." Right? Then they go into. It's the day before the workshop. They're about to have, the Nederlanders and the Schuberts and everybody show up the next day, and they're working on a scene. So it ends up having Mike and Julia across from each other reading dialogue and Derek listening. And I thought, again, I'm just not loving this episode, but I felt that scene between the two of them was not believable. I felt like it was contrived.
I was going to say that.
And that there's no way in hell that Derek wouldn't catch on that they were doing something personal in that scene.
I feel like Derek's in his own bubble, and he wouldn't catch on. I feel like Eileen was also watching, and I think she did because her eyebrows raised, and she was like, But
she already knew at that point.
Yes, she did.
Right. But at the same time, the dialogue worked for the Marilyn DiMaggio thing. So it all. Anyways, it seemed that Derek wouldn't catch on just because I feel like he's like, oh no, that way, like he's kind of
I mean,
to
right, I can
things.
believe that, but I still felt like the scene was just very contrived and not it was not my favorite scene.
None of them were today.
I don't really have a favorite scene this week.
Did Julia storm off after that reading? I forget.
No, they did a hard cut. They cut to something else. They cut to commercial, I think,
But she
actually.
did walk away, but I think that was part of the script, right?
The way that played out, I'm sort of with Tamara on this one. I thought it was really unbelievable that Derek wouldn't be like, what is going on between you two? I actually thought it was going to end like with him calling them out and telling them to like stop whatever they've got going on. But it played out as he believed it, and that was just weird to me because it was so obvious.
No, but things are so obvious with Ivy, and he's just, it's all about him. So I don't think it's in his character to realize these things about people. He's not on that level emotionally.
Okay, honey.
And this is what we've been saying the whole time.
The next thing, but I want to say the next thing that really bothered me about the Michael and Julia story was him coming to Julia during intermission of workshop day to say, we need to talk about our relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, that's crazy to do.
Yeah.
Second of all, you're an actor. So you really don't care about your relationships when you're being an actor. I'm sorry. I've been around enough of them to know that that's the case. they're completely self-absorbed. He's in the middle of something that could be a massive, massive career maker for him, and he wants to talk about how his girlfriend won't sleep with him.
He's on the project just because of her, I believe.
Yeah, I know, but it's still, he could, if it goes, he could still end up being Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah.
And again, I thought it was implausible. There's no way that that conversation would have happened.
Well, especially with her husband lurking.
Yeah, and her husband around the corner.
Right.
And his little boy running around or something. I mean, he wasn't really, but...
He can't really be that dumb, right?
Well,
there's a time and place for everything.
He's been consistently
he's just laying
that
it all
dumb.
out there.
I mean, and not...
Say that again.
He's been consistently that dumb. In previous...
He has been. That's why it's so... Actually, I find him to be very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, he's always on her, like, in the most blatant spaces. You know,
Right.
like, they're in the hallway. He's going to go in for a kiss like they're a couple.
Right.
No.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Right.
Now
So needy, too.
well, that was
Yes.
the other thing I was actually going to go to. It could be that he's such a narcissist, because this is a show of narcissists.
Right.
He could be such a narcissist that he doesn't even really care about what's going on about him. It's just about whatever's in front of him at that moment and whatever he's feeling at that moment.
Yeah.
So he is very careless,
Right.
potentially.
Which could harm a lot of people.
But how do you, was he married when they had their affair before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because
No,
I
he
remember he
wasn't.
said, "Oh, I'm married now."
Oh, I'm married now,
Yeah.
right? So let's just say he hasn't been through this before, and he's maybe not very experienced in having an affair, and knows that he needs to hide it from his wife and her
Out of
boyfriend.
his way to be stupid, though. Like when he went and walked up to the husband, you know,
Yes.
to say something to him.
Yes.
And say that, yeah, he'll come over when he's home. Like it was just, he looked for awkward moments like that, it seems.
It's like a game for him.
Well, maybe it is. I mean, maybe he's not happy at home, and he's really trying to push it so that he will break everybody up and
And then what? What does he think is going to come
pick up the
out?
pieces.
Like what's going to happen? She's going to leave her family. He's going to leave his, and they're going to be
happily ever after.
yeah. Is
Yeah.
that what he think is?
Maybe so.
I don't think he's thinking.
No, probably
far
not.
ahead.
Probably not.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject of him, though, I think he did a really good job with his song,
Yeah, you do.
his performance. What was it called?
On
Something-
Lexington and 52nd, that one?
Yeah, like you could really feel the anger flowing through him in that song. And
Yes.
he's such a good singer. I thought it was a great performance.
Yeah.
What did you guys think?
Kendra wasn't a big fan of it. I'm just going to say I totally outed you. No, well, it's just because, but the reason I brought it up because I think it is a character thing again.
Yeah.
I don't think he was necessarily this, Michael Swift doing a great
Right.
performance of a great song,
Right.
because he was also putting in the layer of that I'm conflicted. My girlfriend and her husband are here. There's all this going on. So
But
I think
have
that there
to get
was
through it.
right. I
kind
think
of,
there were
yeah.
extra layers of it. The same way that Megan Hilty talked about, I'm Megan Hilty playing Ivy playing Marilyn, which is different than
Right.
Ivy or than Megan Hilty playing Marilyn. You
and
know,
she has scaled back in in certain emotional times, and then done a great job when at other times.
yes.
So it's probably the acting. I just
Well, what Michael Swift is going through in that scene
Yes.
is just like the other songs, the same thing as what the musical character is going through, Joe DiMaggio. It made Joe DiMaggio believable when he was performing that for me because they're experiencing the same thing. He feels like he's competing against all these other things for the woman that he supposedly loves.
Right.
And because it's a similar situation and he was putting his passion into it, that's why I thought it was so good. It was such a good performance for me on the character level.
I need to watch it again because I was writing notes and trying to figure out the Twitter feed and this and the that. And I was just listening to it and vocally. I kind of agree with you that it wasn't like the most Kendra. I'm saying I don't necessarily think it was the best vocal performance that he's done because I think that History Is Made at Night song is the best one that they've done so far, best original song that they've done so far, and he's fabulous in that. And the song where he was melting Julia with his I'm gonna kiss you now song.
Yeah.
I thought that one was really beautiful. So I
Yeah.
don't think it's him as a performer. I think it might be that what we've all been saying about the blah 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 blah. Okay, anything else to say about Michael and Julia? We all hate the situation. Oh, yeah. This is the other thing that I think is so ridiculous. Okay. It's Michael and Julia. Oh my God, I'm so hot for you. No. Oh my God, I'm so hot for you. No, I'm so hot for you. Oh my God, let's have sex on the couch. Okay, we're going to totally have sex on the couch. Oh my God, I'm crying. Oh my God, no, we're totally broken up. That's how fast it went.
And insert his wife and kids show
Right.
up.
A wife and kid show up.
To the
Julia just went like
Who
from.
invited them?
I don't know.
ouch.
I don't know.
Anyway.
But I mean, it just was literally there was one episode, not even one episode. There were two-thirds of 2 episodes where they were together,
But
and
they're
then
not really broken up. This is only the beginning.
do we have a prediction coming up?
Oh, sorry. a premature prediction.
I like how every week, Kendra,
She
you're very
always drops off
insightful
the-
and you're already ready to do
Always
predictions.
drops out the
Sorry.
prediction.
That's great.
Yeah.
That means when you watch, your mind goes to these places. I think that's not
right.
a not a bad deal, Kendra.
I
That's
better write that
right.
down, though, because
because last time you
forgot.
forgot.
She's like, I had a prediction.
I did, but I don't
Wait,
remember what it
so
is.
Tammy, that really happened. The oh my God, I love you. Oh my God, let's steam it up. And oh my God, we're broken up.
Yeah.
All in-
What?
That was
They
the
slept
Tammy's
together
notes.
last episode, and they broke up in this episode. They slept together in the end of last
Julia
episode.
just wanted
They-
her little fix.
Air
Yeah.
quotes.
She's
broke
right.
up.
Wanted
She's
her little fix of Michael, and then reality hit, and she's like, "Oh, I can't do this."
yeah. But she's done it before.
No, but I think it's because they got caught. It's if Leo, let me go down my list here.
Yes.
If Leo,
Ellis,
Tom,
Eileen,
and
Tom, all know.
if they hadn't, implied that they
That
knew,
that's true.
I don't
And
think
she looked sincerely heartbroken when she saw the wife and the kid walk
Yes.
in, and he kissed her.
Yes.
she
She
wanted
was
to
like, "Oh
throw
my
up.
God, this isn't gonna work."
Right,
Yeah,
because they're both homewreckers. And her being outside getting ready to vomit,
Yeah,
that's
serious.
that's hitting you in the gut.
Yeah.
I was so scared that she was preggo at that moment with Michael's
Actually, let's write that down. That's
I
a
was like-
prediction. write that down, Sarah.
baby. Oh my God, what if that is it?
It could be.
Why is she vomiting or wanting to
She
vomit?
could be.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely could
pretty-
be a possibility. That
And
would
Bun
be.
in the oven, huh?
Because then they'll be
Trouble.
excited. Oh, we're pregnant. We don't have to adopt. And then DNA test and all that stuff. Sorry.
Oh man.
Predictions later on.
We're not going to have very good predictions, though. I'm just telling you right now.
I know. Our audience is going to be like, we heard that.
Okay, so then our third topic was the workshop, the actual process of the workshop. So we've covered some of this with talking about Michael and Julia having their conversation during the intermission, with Derek talking to Ivy about the intermission. A couple of things, just procedural things that I thought were really interesting. I would have thought there would be some measure of costuming for a workshop. Now, I know there's no budget at all. These guys are making $200 a week to do rehearsals. But I at least would have thought they'd say, girls show up in a dress or, and Ivy was sort of costumed and Joe DiMaggio, Michael was sort of costumed. And some of the boys were wearing hats, which are, I don't know. I just thought, because I've been in no budget productions, and you still figure out how to do something when you're doing workshops. And so that was, maybe that's authentic, but it just seemed to me like for something where the stakes are so high
Yeah.
that there'd be maybe a little more. I understand having an extremely minimal set, with
order
just
to
blocks
show
and
the-
chairs and
To show the skill.
because I've done that too. But I just would have thought there'd be a little bit more. Karen standing there in yoga
tank.
pants and a t-shirt, like a rash guard shirt.
Right.
That was weird. I thought that was
falling
weird.
off the stage. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think of that, but you're right.
Especially if this is for your investors. These are people who are going to put up millions and millions of dollars potentially to make your show go. And of course you want the story and the songs to convey what you're conveying, but every little bit helps, seems to me.
Maybe he was that confident in their talent, which he should be.
Yeah.
And I think, the audience appreciated it.
And
they
maybe it looks like you're trying too hard if you start to
in-
costume
yeah.
and that sort of thing. But so like I said, I don't know from Broadway workshops. I don't know what that's like, and maybe that's authentic, but that just seemed sort of odd to me. But so yeah, there were several flubs. Ivy fell off the sweaty couch when they were picking her up on the bats.
The couch
She
is
fell
like
off.
an important prop.
It
in
is.
This, in
It
this show.
is. Maybe Julia will give birth on that couch.
Oh gosh. Sorry. Prediction.
Oh my!
They'd have to sterilize it.
And Karen falling off the bleachers into the drum kit.
Yeah,
Which
she's
was
so
funny.
cute. She was so cute when she fell off.
She's adorable. I'm okay. I think I'm okay.
I was gonna say, I think throughout the workshop, and I think I've said this in previous episodes, I still feel like Karen stands out and shines from the background. I feel like she looks out of place in the ensemble.
Really?
And
I think
just
she's supposed to, though.
no, yeah. I'm just pointing it out because I'm Team Karen. Weren't you Team Ivy?
Yes, Sarah's Team Ivy. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
wanna
I'm
remind
still
you.
Team Ivy for the part, at least. No, yeah, so I didn't agree with what Derek was saying when he was talking about how Ivy wasn't so great during the workshop. I don't see where in that performance, aside from the little trips,
Bobbles.
like 2 trips here and there, where she wasn't good.
I agree with you. I thought she was spectacular.
I mean, that's his pathology speaking.
Yeah.
He's not. He knew she was great. He's just trying to keep her, where he can control her.
That's what you think, really?
True.
I do.
Ah.
He's shown his
But
ways
again,
and
when
things.
with something so big on the line, I don't believe that.
No,
With something so big on the line, he's going to go in and mess with this girl's head when his entire career could be made,
Because
and the
she's-
rest of his life could be made by the people who are in the other room. He's going to go mess with the girl.
She and maybe I have zero idea. This is a theory again. She kind of has that tendency to do really well when someone challenges her that way.
Sure.
Maybe when he's complimented her and other times she doesn't bring it as well because all of her life she's trying to impress her mom, so maybe
To prove herself,
everyone
yeah.
around her, she needs to do the same
Sure.
thing in order to do well. I
Sure.
don't know, it's just a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, thank God Ivy has Tom.
Yes.
He's been such a positive influence with her,
Yes.
Yeah.
and the one that cheers her on the sidelines and keeps her going.
Yeah.
If she didn't have Tom, then
She would derail.
yeah, totally, she would have had her breaking point, her second and final breaking point already, I think.
Yeah. This is slightly off topic, but one of the things that I wanted to talk about, because Kendra and I were talking about this a little bit, the other chorus members, the dancers,
Right.
they
The peanut gallery.
they're just, again, I feel like it's presentational acting. I feel like they haven't settled into their parts yet, and they're doing like sketch comedy instead of doing an NBC 10 o'clock drama. And again, I don't want to be mean, and I'm trying to be funny, but I don't
was
mean it's
funny.
that bad.
That was good.
But they're how they went from "I hate you, Karen" to "Oh my gosh, I'm totally going to support you when you go see this guy." I mean, that was just such a silly turn to me.
Yeah.
And they're, I don't know if it's the directing or the writing or the acting, but something just feels not believable to me with them. Did you agree with me or did you not?
I think they're being stage actors on television, and it doesn't work when you're acting for the stage. Not that they suck. I'm not saying they're good. I'm sure they're amazing in Broadway. They're all Broadway actors.
Right.
But it's a different kind of acting.
Yeah. Yeah,
being
it definitely
on
is.
stage versus being on television. I think they're still in their stage element as they're shooting this show.
But
And that's why it seems so overdone, maybe.
in terms of the storyline, though, I was asking Tamara if that was something realistic. Like, do people band together in a Broadway show or other stage show and kind of become friends that way?
I mean, yes and no. It really depends. There are times where if you can find someone to bond with. I have been in lots of theatrical groups and have made very close friendships with some people, and and then others not. But it's not. They all envy Karen her situation with the fact that she's got this music producer who is courting her. I think it's a more likely scenario that they would be like Ivy is, where she goes, "Congratulations, good for you," and you walk out the door and she goes, "Bitch,"
Well,
not that she did that literally, but
No, I know.
but that kind of begrudging support because it's an incredibly competitive business.
But I feel like, and I don't know if this is true, but when, you know, because they're ensemble, sorry, because they're
That was smooth.
because they're ensemble, you know, roles, do they kind of automatically fill that spot, and are they comfortable there, and they recognize Karen as being a star, and do they therefore kind of cheer her on? Like, that to me seems realistic. They would be like, oh, you're lucky, yeah, call them up, like, you know,
right,
because they're comfortable, they know that they're not at her level. And that's where I think that part is realistic.
For me, I saw it as this girl grew on them. And yeah, they're Ivy's friends.
Yeah.
But the underdog in this situation has grown on them. And hey, they had fun with her at karaoke night.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They've grown to like her somewhat, and she's got this amazing opportunity. And I think, in my opinion, they're being genuine.
I got what it is for me. I think what it is for me is that it's such a, they don't have time. Here's what the problem is. They don't have time to develop chorus characters, right? You know, and by they, I mean the writers. And so they're going to look very surface and very deep as a dime to the rest of us, because we just can't get that much further into it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just reading that as being not genuine, instead of, it's not something I need to worry about, let's just move on. So I'm taking it too seriously. I'm just going to put it that way.
I actually, I know we have to.
Yeah, we got to get a move on.
But it was just interesting, the song that Karen was singing at the studio with Mr. Raskin.
Yes.
Who's in love with her now.
Yes. I think I love you.
I just thought the line, you know, the phrase or whatever, that where she says, "This is how it's done," again, is kind of trying to highlight that she's
a superstar.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful song too. But it was Brighter Than the Sun, Kobe Calais. And you were looking at, I'm singing along in the chair, and you're looking at me going, do I know the song? And I said, yes, you know the song. I don't know what music you know, but of course you've heard it. Of course you have.
I like that song.
I thought it was beautiful, and I thought her rendition was really excellent.
Yeah, and it's on iTunes. All of the songs that are on each show.
Yay.
They make them available on iTunes.
Yay. And then the last one was on Lexington and 52nd, which we already talked about with Mike.
Yes.
So that was that. I think that's pretty much Smash for tonight. We have some news and gossip. So let's go to wait, we need to do a commercial first. Yes? Yes, commercial first. Sorry.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite... AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different aftershows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
All right, so we got to get quick through our news. Go ahead.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to have you do it.
Well, we'll start like this. You have a couple of videos, so explain to me what our first, or both videos are, and we'll do one at the begining of news and one at the end. Does that work for you?
Sure, that's fine.
That's fine.
So go ahead and explain it, and then I'll pull up the video.
Okay, well, we have two videos. One of it, it's really Bernadette Peters talking about this episode tonight and what it was like to do and that sort of thing. So it's long, but we don't have
to watch it all. Yeah.
Thing. And then the second one is just Megan Hilty kind of discussing what it was like to have Bernadette.
Oh, okay. So it's all about the Bernadette Peters portion of the show.
Yeah.
For the evening. We ready, Ronnie, or is that not yet?
In just a second, we're going to the page. 1 second.
Okay.
You guys having a great night?
Yes.
Lovely night.
Even though, yeah, it's. I actually, one of the things I like about being here late on Monday nights is that we're the only people here.
I know. It's kind of.
So it's like mellow. It's
Yeah.
like the after buzz.
I know, after, but I like that.
The after buzz.
After hours.
After hours, late night after buzz. Uh-huh.
What do you want to buzz
What
about?
do you want to buzz about? Oh, there's Bernadette. Look.
Yes. So this was.
The idea for Smash was so exciting to me, to have a musical series for adults, basically, because, you know, Glee was such a big success and so much fun, and everyone loves Glee, that to have the making of a Broadway musical is just right for some beautiful for subject matter. There's so many stories that you can tell about it. Lee Conroy is she was a big musical comedy star. She doesn't work as much anymore, but she comes into a room, everyone recognizes her, knows who she is. So she's had quite a successful career. And she's a bit narcissistic. She has a lovely daughter, Ivy. She, I think she had she wasn't there a lot because she was working.
That's what you said, Kendra.
She had a lot of guilt about that. But she also never really expressed her emotions to her daughter or connected to her daughter that much with her daughter growing up.
Because she was busy being a big star.
Because of that, they both missed out and have a part of them that's sad and lacking, that they don't have that together. And maybe they'll try to make that happen in the series. I don't know what the writer intends, but it's very interesting to play because the way it's written now is, my character is very narcissistic. She was really written even more narcissistic originally. Now it's a little bit less. And you find out within this episode that how much she loves her daughter, but she just she's not able to express it and wasn't able to express it. So we don't know what the future holds as far as bringing them together, throwing a wedge between them. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Okay, should we stop this one now?
Yeah, we can cut this one.
Okay.
I hadn't even seen these, and I kind of.
Now you want to watch more?
No, I'm just. It's what we were talking about. So
yeah,
it's interesting.
It is. Okay, so you need another second, Ronnie, to bring that next one up, right?
Yeah, we'll start news and then we'll get to that second video and I'll have Kendra.
Okay, so here I have some personal professional news to share. A short film that I co-produced with fellow AfterBuzzer John Comerford, who does The Walking Dead. He and I made a short film. Oh, and parts of it were actually shot here in our studio, not in this room, but out in the big studio where we sometimes watch. So some of the film was actually shot out there. It is making its debut at the Beverly Hills Shorts Film Festival this Saturday at 4 p.m. And the film is called Fall of Night, and it's very funny. It's a comedy. It's very funny. It's made by my good friend Ross Raventos and Stephen Haas. And the festival is, since they're short films, they do them in chunks. And so the comedy shorts program is this Saturday at 4 p.m. and Fall of Night opens up the comedy shorts part of the festival this weekend. Anyway, so tickets and information can be found at the website for BeverlyHillsShortsFestival.com. I'm going to be there. A lot of our actors are going to be there. All the production team will be there.
Congratulations.
And it's pretty exciting. Tickets are only $8 if you buy them online by Wednesday. And then they're $10 at the door. So if you want to see some fun movies and see something that some people that you kind of know have made, come and see us. So it's the Beverly Hills Shorts Film Festival.
Proud of you,
Saturday at
Tammy.
4 o'clock.
Proud of John. You guys put in the work.
That's great.
Shall we do news? Let's
Yes.
get into it. Good job, though, Tammy. We love that.
Thank you.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, we'll do the video afterwards. I brought in today, March's Ladies' Home Journal.
Oh, Ladies' Home Journal.
And found a little article with Catherine McPhee. And just some of the interesting points she made. She said in Smash, she plays a girl from Iowa who dreams of being on Broadway. She says, it's the perfect part. Growing up, my mother always took me to see musical theater. Plus, the series is produced by Steven Spielberg. Anything he's involved with grabs my attention.
Yes.
Aside from that, something interesting she said, she'd love to work with Adele, which Adele is actually supposed to be on an upcoming episode.
Really?
I think that was
That's
in one
exciting.
of our news and gossips. I think that's all from that article. I think that
I was reading one of the message boards somewhere, and I saw somebody saying that they were slightly annoyed with the writers of the show when they went to Iowa, when they took Karen back to Iowa to see her parents.
With AT&T.
In order to pull the video, we have to go through that. But keep talking. We'll cut the news music, but just keep on delivering.
Okay, that's fine. So somebody was saying, they sent Karen to Iowa, and it's like people don't even have television in Iowa. They were portraying Iowa as Iowa in the 50s or something, and it was just silly and unrealistic how everybody was, so starstruck by Karen. Not that they wouldn't be starstruck by her, but I think it's the same kind of criticism that I have about the chorus.
Yeah.
And they're very surface. The things come off as cliche, I think, sometimes. And that's sort of one of the criticisms. And it's not, it's not just mine. I read this in one of the message boards. So people were talking about that. So that was that. Do you have any other news?
I don't. I don't know if
Sarah, are you still with us?
I feel like Sarah may have
I think
lost
we may have
connection.
lost her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait.
We can do the video if you want to kind of roll out what the video is about, Kendra.
Oh, she said got disconnected.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is Megan Hilty, who plays Ivy. She's talking about the Bernadette Peters experience.
Okay. Love that Bernadette Peters. How much of a dream must that be for Megan Hilty to be working with Bernadette Peters on a TV show?
And how great does Bernadette look? I
Oh
can't
my
get over it.
gosh.
She looks great. And
Amazing. Are we giving up? No?
there we go.
Oh, there it is. Excellent.
Well, it's again, I keep saying that like I'm thanking my lucky stars all over the place for this show because Bernadette Peters is one of the reasons why I went into this business in the first place. She was and still is one of my greatest inspirations as far as people in the theater or film and I grew up idolizing her. And the fact that she's playing like her of all people, she's playing my mother, and I get to have all these amazing scenes with her. It's I still can't believe it. She's so beautiful and gracious and talented and really caring for everybody. She's quite a presence, and it's a very interesting dynamic. The two of them. There's a lot of really great scenes. Coming up without giving too much away. I'm trying not to. I think I can tell you that she's in show business. And so
we know all
right from the
that.
get-go, you know that a mother and daughter in show business, that sets up for possible rivalries and two very big personalities. So there's a lot of really great tension and yeah.
That was so we sort of know now what that's about.
And just to say, those are from the NBC Smash website.
Oh, okay.
So anyone can kind of just go on there and click and,
Yeah, we experienced that with the ad that ran on the NBC site.
Right, exactly.
So we know that.
No, I'm just letting everyone know
where to find them. No, those are great videos. Those are awesome. Yeah.
And the Bernadette Peters one goes on quite a long time after what we watched, so there's a lot more to see.
Yeah.
And she will be coming back in the finale. Is that what you said?
That's what Sarah had said.
Sarah gave us that scoop.
She said she's not going to call in.
Yeah, she's got disconnected.
Yeah.
So I believe that's it for our news and gossip. Let's move on to predictions, shall we? Shall we? Yes, let's.
We shall when we go from one screen to the next.
I'm sorry. We went a little too quickly.
We were just so into that video, but now I feel like let's do it up.
And now
it's late, but we giving that positive attitude.
That's right.
I told her to call in.
If she has a prediction, yeah. So would you like to read your predictions that you already made?
I jot down, yeah. I was saying earlier that it's only the beginning because you were mentioning that Julia and Mike are going to stop their shenanigans, but I think it's just the beginning.
Well, next episode the big word they were using was betrayal. So,
but
go ahead.
Was that with them or with Karen? Derek and this new show. That
Well, I think it's probably the overall theme for the entire next episode. That's what I'm predicting.
Oh, okay.
Because I could easily see Leo telling his dad.
Mm-hmm. Wait, let me get my list.
Uh-huh.
Or Tom telling. Oh,
Tom could tell, and Tom wouldn't tell anybody. He would protect her because he protected her in that relationship before. Or Ellis telling the whole world, putting it on page 6.
Actually, did Ivy say something? I think Ivy thinks something's going on, right?
Okay.
Remember in that episode, I think she said something to her friends, but they just kind of brushed her off.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I may have to just add her here.
But I could see Julia's husband finding out somehow because there's a lot of people that know.
They're buzzing about
I mean, and for all we know, Mike might tell him.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
just feel bad for Frank.
Oh, I do too. It's terrible.
Hey, ladies, I believe we have your friend back on the line, the beautiful
Hey,
Sarah.
Miss Sarah, are you there?
I'm here. Kendra texted me and said she missed me, so I came
Oh
back.
my gosh.
Yes.
I gotta
Thank
say,
you.
Tell
like
everyone.
Sarah, for doing a recap, like on the phone, she's so plugged in. Like this is good stuff.
Now we're on predictions, Sarah. Do you have any predictions?
Well, we saw in the preview that Derek did something shiesty next week.
Yes.
It seems like he kind of formulates another show or something like that, and he's using Karen as a star this time.
Right.
So, of course, there's going to be drama going on between Julia and Tom versus Derek next week.
That's
because of
exactly what I wrote on my notes. Derek and Karen versus Tom and Julia.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it
Well,
exactly like you said it.
It's all the road to Team Karen becoming Marilyn. That's all I'm going to say.
But now what about,
No.
you know, we've got Uma Thurman coming in.
All right.
She could, and remember they were talking about how they had agents who represent big Hollywood actresses at the workshop. So Uma could come in and try and steal the thunder from Ivy and Karen.
Or maybe Uma's going to end up with Frank.
I just don't think that Marilyn is Karen's part, and I think when she starts doing this other thing on top of her record deal that she's maybe got in the works, that she's going to find her own little niche, and then, you know, Ivy's going to maybe have to compete like what Tamara said with Uma or somebody else.
Team Karen says no.
I disagree.
Team Karen always says no to me.
I know, she does. I mean, it does. No, I don't.
Well,
I don't
we'll
agree.
see, but from the preview, it looks like an interesting, sexy part that Karen's playing, so she might prove her Marilyn-ness next week after all.
See, you're really Team Karen under all that Team Ivy. But I think it's going to prove to be a platform for Karen to show, you know, what she's got. It's going to create that buzz, and everyone's going to kind of say, well, maybe she should be the lead, and she's going to bring the audience, and she has that factor, and I think that's what's going to happen.
I do have just a little note here that shows that there's a song coming up later in the series. We don't know when yet. It might be episode 9, where Karen and Ivy sing a song together, a Rihanna song called Cheers, Drink to That.
Oh, yeah, I know that song.
So that would be something that's actually, I mean, unless they're not literally singing together, like the I Want to Be Your Star song, where they were sort of volleying off but not actually singing together, they could actually be coming together, which would indicate Ivy having some success, Karen having some success, and it not being a competitive success.
Yeah.
So maybe they become besties by episode 9.
Knowing that song and the lyrics, I feel like it might be a karaoke
Scenario.
duo. Yeah, because I can't see it being, you know, one of the performances for the unless that's one of the show songs for Derek's new production. But I don't think so.
No, right. I'm sure it has nothing to do with one of the musicals. But
yeah, it's a playful song and it's fun. So I wonder how they're gonna.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that could be interesting. Well, we are way over time. We swore up and down we were going to make this a fast show, and we have gone way over. Thank you for sticking with us. So, Sarah, give us your Twitter handle, please. She's at Sarah Mendoza, Sarah with an H, Mendoza. She must have gotten kicked off again. On Twitter, my dear.
I'm at Kendra Kabasele, KendraKabasele.
Ronnie is at Ronnie Junior Media, Ronnie JR Media on
you.
Twitter.
My PR girl, I love it.
I know it. And I am at Tamara Berg on Twitter. Also, please visit my website, tamaracentral.com. There's fun stuff there.
Wait a minute, you're not Tamara Jewelry anymore?
I'm not. Well,
you changed your last name?
No, I'm doing them both. I'm doing them both, but I'm trying to go over to being real.
And my friend Ben Folds thinks that's a good idea.
Well, there you go.
So
If Ben Folds says it, it's
it must be so.
end of the story.
That's all it is. Okay, we will see you next week for Smash. Thanks for sticking around. Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.